Have you guys heard of Petra Franklin? She is so cool. She's kind of like a local celebrity.
Okay.
She's a mom of two, and she created one of Seattle's most unique apartments right on top of the Smith Tower. But what hasn't really been reported as much over the years is how she shared that space with the community. Petra is a choreographer turned venture capitalist, and she's been able to mix both art and innovation to really create a space that helps enlighten us 42 stories above the city. How far are you up?
These three, that's 37.
Okay.
And then this two is 38, and the single one is 39.
Okay.
And then there's 40, 41, and 42 is the globe.
Matt said he wasn't going to go in the globe.
No problem, Matt. We will not put you in the globe.
You know, sometimes it is worth testing your fears. When you need inspiration, just look up 42 stories of the historic Smith Tower. It's right there.
Were you ever scared of heights?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's a great cross breeze.
Petra Franklin was determined to live here more than 2 decades ago.
This was covered in graffiti and very dusty, like the walls were extremely thin. So that
And signed an equally notable 20-year lease.
Your lease was almost up, and then what happened in the 11th hour?
Well, we've been negotiating for a while and just trying to figure out what's the best way to go forward, because it's an old building, you know, and so we want to keep it, we want to take care of it.
Do you ever look up and think, I created this for myself?
Well, there were many other people who helped make it happen. So it wasn't that I created it for myself. It's more that lots of things came together and it was worth working on. The kids really enjoy this.
We've watched Petra and her 2 daughters make this a home, but what you might not know is that all this time,
Stop trying now.
they've also shared their living quarters with the community, hosting small lectures and concerts.
'Cause I'm safe.
And so I often have really wonderful speakers come and talk about whatever topic it is that we sort of need to know. You know, you want to understand, you know, gene editing, so we bring in some experts and ask them questions, and people sit around, and sometimes it's very informal, like literally sitting on the floor on blankets, and sometimes it's slightly more formal and we'll cater it or something. And sometimes it's the, not the speakers, but the attendees that are so amazing.
And some of their guests have included the band U2, Bill and Hillary Clinton, even Al Gore. But it's so much more than that.
What advice would you give to women who are trying to create their own destiny?
Help others. So when you help someone else achieve their goals, it actually somehow or another works really well for you achieving your goals. And I think the camaraderie is really important too, because you can't really go it alone. Nothing ever happens by one person. And also to be yourself, like be quirky, be completely true to whatever it is that you really feel is the right way to go, because that does work.
Do you think you're quirky?
I feel very quirky. Yeah, and I don't feel it's a bad thing in any way. I think the quirkiness is sort of, it's how we're all individuals.
And Petra reminds us that wherever we are, we always need to appreciate the view.
Do you feel like fortunate or blessed? I don't know what
kidding? Oh my God. I do. I mean, I'm constantly, I'm in shock all the time. I'm like, is this real? Yeah, it's basically the way I feel. It's quite lovely, you know, it's just magic.
It is hard to believe that that's her reality, right? But if you do want to go to one of Petra's gatherings, it's entirely possible. You can learn a lot about the history of the Smith Tower, or more about her, or how to go to her place. You can text us the word Smith and we will send you a link with her story, especially some of those concerts. Very cool.
How cool.
Will she be doing treat handout for trick or treat? Can you
gotta
imagine?
have king size.
think you could.
Don't even show up at that front door with the fun size.
I know.
I'm not
be the big
on
one.
top of the
King
Smith Tower.
size.
You better give me the real deal.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my
What a
gosh.
fun tour.
She's amazing.
And I love that it was
her.
not like super modern inside. I love that
Yeah.
it kind of looked like an old steeple and an old castle kind of up there.
Right.
That's cool.
I was like,
Fun.
what happens when it's in the summer and it's really hot? And she's like, you got to open up the windows.
Totally.
It's the
Wait a minute, so even she doesn't have air
She
conditioning.
doesn't have
That
AC.
building's pretty old.
That
You have to
makes
get a
us-
window mount. You gotta get someone up there to
Yeah, I get
install it.
power through up there. Yeah.